Okay, so as if people have raised a question saying that what's the difference between writing V1 and E1, I would like to address it. So let me say that this is the primary winding of a transformer. This is the secondary winding. So primary winding they are going to excite it with the help of an AC voltage source V1. Okay. Then later what I'm going to do over here is, in case of this primary winding, you know that this winding is having some internal resistance denoted by R1. Then the leakage flux is being shown with the help of this component X1. So when this primary voltage is applied, this loop is a closed loop. Some current I starts flowing in the circuit, which produces a flux phi1, which links with itself first and then with the secondary. Then the flux which links with itself is going to induce one EMF. There is nothing but E1, a self-induced EMF. Alright. Now at times we are using V1 is equals to E1. We are saying that whatever is the applied voltage is same as that of the induced EMF in the primary. We are saying this E1 is equals to this V1. This V1 is equals to E1. So it simply means that potential at this node is same as that of the potential on this node. So it indicates the resistance of the winding is neglected. I simply mean to say we are just considering a circuit where this is a primary voltage V1. This is the primary winding, mutual coupling, and this is the secondary side. So now this is V1, the applied voltage, and the EMF which is being induced on this primary side is nothing but my E1. So since I don't have any resistance over here, so no voltage drop. It indicates whatever is the V1 is same as that of the E1. So my E1 will take a value of V1. Understanding? Is it clear to you? Yes, Ayutta? Okay. So if at all, if in future, when we'll be solving some numericals on equivalent circuit, so at that time, we will be including the value of resistance R1 as well as some reactance X1. So you will find a very small difference if you are applying some 230 volts on the primary side. The EMF that is getting induced over here may be around 228 or 227. Okay, so you can easily feel that around 2 volts to 5 volts is the voltage drop that occurs over here. So when I compare this 230 volts, so this 2 volt and 5 volt can be easily neglected. Understanding? It's a reason why we are approximating it, saying that the self-induced EMF will be equal to your applied voltage. Okay, fine. So we'll take the remaining two numericals that we have listed in our document. Okay. So the numerical goes like this: a 4400 bar 400 volts single phase transformer draws a no load current of 0.8 amperes and consumes 600 watts. Find the magnetizing and iron loss components of the current. Find the magnetizing and iron loss components of the current. Okay. So now, so first what we'll do over here is, first we'll write what's the given part. Fourth one, given a 4400 bar 400 volt. So it means the primary voltage V1 is 4400 volts. 4400 volts. Secondary voltage is 400 volts. Okay. A single phase transformer draws a no load current. He has given us the value of I0. Draws the value of no load current as 0.8 amps. okay, and consumes 600 watts, and consumes 600 watts. Now, what is the 600 watts? Yes, please answer me in a group chat. What is this 600 watts? No, the SI unit indicates watts, fine. That indicates power. But what it is? Yes, you are right. It is indicating power loss. It is indicating a power loss. Okay. So it means that this is nothing but the iron loss that occurs in a transformer. This 600 watts is indicating iron loss occurring in a transformer. Okay, iron loss occurring in a transformer. Okay, now what he is asking us to compute? He is asking us to compute what is the value of magnetizing current and iron loss component, nothing but IW. So these two parameters he is asking us to compute. Okay, so we'll start solving this. So we know that the iron loss component is nothing but, sorry, the total number of the total value of iron loss is 600 watts. So we know that our iron loss component I omega can be given by P divided by V, right? So this P is nothing but, as it has been given, it is 600 divided by the primary voltage, because this is the amount of loss which will be occurring on the primary side. So this is 4400. So when I take this ratio, the answer is, what's the value of this ratio? It stands to be as 0.136. 0.136 amps. So this is the value of I omega. Then I need to compute now the value of I mu. So during a theoretical interaction, we have defined the equation for I mu. So equation for I mu I can write over here as I naught square minus IW square. So actually the equation is I naught is equals to square root of I mu square plus IW square. Okay, understanding? Now we are writing this equation for I mu. So since we are writing this equation for I mu, then we should write this as square root of I naught square minus IW square. So square root of what is this I naught? I naught value he has given as 0.8. So 0.8 whole square minus IW is 0.136 whole square. So your value of I mu stands to be as 0.788 amps. 0.788 amps. Okay, is it clear? Fine. Then next, I'll just take that question which has been raised over there, that how we are writing this equation. Then I need to say that during our theoretical interaction, okay, so something when we're discussing about the practical transformer, okay, on no load, so we were able to define some equations, right? Yes or no? So when we were discussing practical transformer on no load, we said that, so I'll take it quickly, practical transformer on no load. So we said that if we are going to take flux as a reference vector, am I right? Then we wanted to represent our I naught. Then how to represent I naught? We said that I naught is having two components. So one is magnetizing component I mu, which is responsible to produce the flux. So hence this I mu was in phase with this flux phi. Then we said that there occurs the core loss component or magnetic loss component. So that will be perpendicular. So this will be your IW. Now when I take resultant of these two vectors, this gives me my I naught. This gives me my I naught. So this I naught will be making some voltage with the applied voltage, some angle with the applied voltage. So this angle is phi naught. Voltage with this angle I naught, sorry, this current I naught, it makes an angle called as phi naught. So if this is phi naught, so this also will be phi naught, adjacent angle, right? Yes or no? So this is a right angle triangle. This is a right angle triangle. So this angle is 90 degree. If this is angle phi, this is also phi. Okay. So this vector is indicating I mu, right? So since length of this vector is same as that of this vector, so this is called as IW, and this vector is your I naught. Now if I want this value of I mu, then what I will do? I'll write for sine theta, sine of angle phi naught. So how do you write sine theta? Opposite side divided by hypotenuse. Opposite side is what? I mu divided by hypotenuse is nothing but I naught. Am I right? Then this implies, what is your I mu? I mu will be equal to I naught sine phi naught. Agreed? Now if I want what is the value of this vector IW, then what will you write? You will write the equation for cos phi naught. So cos phi naught has been given by adjacent side IW divided by the hypotenuse as I naught. Then this implies IW will be equal to I naught cos phi naught. Understanding? Now if I want what is this magnitude I naught, then what we will do? It is nothing but your Pythagoras theorem. Hypotenuse square I naught square, okay, is equals to your adjacent square, so IW square plus I mu square. So if I want the equation for I naught, then I naught will be equal to square root of IW square plus I mu square. Am I right? So now since I wanted the equation for IW, so what I've done, I naught, so sorry, I just wanted the equation for the I mu. So what I've done, I naught minus IW is equals to I mu square. So I mu will be equal to square root of I naught square minus the IW square. Yes or no? Is it clear to you? So this is something fundamental which I have able to derive it with the help of this phasor diagram. Okay. So if this phasor diagram is clear to you, you will be understanding why I am writing this equation I mu is equals to I naught sine phi naught. Then how I'm writing this IW is equals to I naught cos phi naught, and how I'm getting this equation as I naught is equals to square root of IW square plus I mu square. Is it clear to you? Okay. Is it clear? Okay. So now we'll take the last numerical for the session. We'll just take the last numerical for the session. So a 4400 bar 400 volt single phase transformer draws a no load current of 1 amps at a power factor of 0.25. Find the magnetizing and iron loss components of no load current. Okay. So let me say this is my fifth numerical. Given part, a 4400, so it means V1 is equals to 4400 volts, V2 is 400 volts. Okay, single phase transformer draws a no load current of I naught is equals to 1 amp at a power factor of, so cos phi he has given, it is cos phi, don't feel it is only phi, at a power factor of 0.25. Okay, find magnetizing and iron loss components. So magnetizing component and iron loss component, sorry, IU and IW of no load current. So these two parameters we have to compute. Okay. So now, so based upon the given data and data what we have to compute. So recently we have the equations for I mu and IW. Am I right? So I can compute this value. In order to compute the value of I omega, I know that I omega has been given by the equation I naught cos phi naught. So this is no load power factor. So it is IW is equals to I naught cos phi naught. So what's the value of I naught? Value of I naught is 1 amp. So this is 1 into cos phi naught. Cos phi naught is 0.25. So what's the value of IW? What's the value of IW? 0.25 amps. 0.25 amps. Then I need to compute for I mu. How to compute for I mu? I can use the equation I naught sine phi naught. That also can be used. Or I can use the equation I mu is equals to I naught square minus IW square. So square root of I naught is 1 square minus IW is 0.25 square. So this turns out as 0.968 amps. Understanding? Okay. Any doubts in the numerical? Any doubts in the numerical? Whatever we have solved? Okay. So tomorrow we'll be solving some numericals related to equivalent circuit of transformer and efficiency of transformer. Okay. So we'll see if at all if feasible. We'll try to solve some numericals on that and wind up the transformer bit, or we may take some more numericals on Saturday as well. Okay. Is it fine? Okay. Yes. Now immediately you start giving me your attendance. Just you have to write present sir because your name will be captured. Okay. So just write present sir.